One of the recurring themes in lots of conversations I've been having recently is about communication, which is a subject I know I've spoken a lot about recently, but in this context it's going to be about communication in relationships, and the ones I've been having more about is about communication in relationships of new parents. So this is going to have a parenting theme, but what I hope you're going to get from it is still some of the valuable core information that's going to give you some ideas, some thoughts which can help you and your partner. What's prompted me to do this video has been a growing concern that communication is breaking down, particularly in times of stress and anxiety, and in this context is about being a new family, being new parents. When we aren't able to express ourselves, the results of that can be really challenging for any relationship. And there are two stages to this, really, that I want to kind of go through. And one is about ourselves, having the strength to express ourselves. And then the second is how we get heard, how we get appreciated from our partner. The first one then is about we need to take time to recognize what we do feel that's upsetting us. Not just kind of glibly saying I'm sad or upset or whatever it may be, or hate this or hate that. It's about actually investing a bit of hard work in self-awareness, taking the time to say actually what specifically is going on for me, what is actually at the heart of this problem that really bothers me, that I need to communicate, but I need to get clear on first so I understand it. We do this so we can better articulate our feelings, but to understand them as well. So taking the time to really get clear for yourself on what you feel is at the heart of your upset is the first stage. There is the middle stage as well, about actually having the strength to say this to your partner. Now, I'm going to probably assume that it's reasonably okay that you are able to say the majority of things on your mind in a respectful and honest way. If that's not the case for you, I think there needs to be some questions about what's getting in your way to feel you can express yourself. This can wrap around self-esteem and confidence and maybe a degree of fear about the reaction from your partner. These are big subjects and ones I think you need to spend some time thinking about in yourself, but maybe out of the context of this particular video. If you feel that broadly you can say how you feel though, the next step is expressing it. Now, that all may seem very fine and rudimentary to many of you, but the next stage is the one where we get the most amount of challenge. And I find that a lot of conversations I have, this is the zone here. So if you're paying any attention, this is the part here. When we do say how we're feeling or expressing it in a respectful way to our partner that maybe we're not so happy about something or something upsetting us, we can often feel, and this is where the problems can occur, that we're not heard or not understood. Maybe our partner is just playing lip service to what we're saying and actually isn't really taking on board what is eating away at us. And at that point, and this is where the troubles can occur, we step back. We sit back, and when things don't change, when we've expressed our feelings, emotions such as resentment can surface really easily. And I've been finding more of that happen in conversations. And as you get that resentment, bigger troubles, bigger challenges are only just round the corner, which is why I'm doing this video, really, to avoid all that. It isn't going to be good enough to try just one method of explanation to your partner if the first isn't working and then leaving it. We need to invest more time in finding ways to get our information across to a partner. If they aren't understanding us, they say they do, but they're not displaying it, we need to go back in, find ways to help them understand that this is a big thing for us and we need to resolve it. It's not about saying one door only and then it closing and then saying, well, forget it, I'm going to try again. You need to find different ways. If it's that important to you, you need to find different ways to get into their world and explain how you're feeling. And I suggest it is important enough to you to do, because the outcome of this not working out, of you holding back and not trying other than your one touch and that's it, well, all I can say is there'll be trouble around the corner and it won't be one that you're going to be happy about engaging with. So when we feel we're not being heard, stop the shutdown, find different ways to help your partner understand. That could be changing environment, changing the language. Just get creative in your thinking about how you want to get heard, because if it's that important to you, it needs to get expressed. And the final thing I was going to say is that we can also, and I've had this come back at me in conversations, is that, well, why me? Why should I bother? It should be coming from them. They should understand me. Why can't they come into my side of the fence, as it were, and why do I have to go all the way around to theirs? I understand that, and it's frustrating when you're not being heard the way you'd like to be heard. You're like, on that first bounce of the ball, everyone gets it. But reality is, in the world we live in, that people don't always hear it the first time, and they do need help to understand. So you can stay in your position of saying, why me? Why should I make the effort? But then notice, if you stay in that position, what the consequences could be. This is a dance that someone has to start. You have to engage with it. And if you don't do it now, what would it cost you in the future? It's about stepping away from that ego, that I need element, to saying, well, we need this. Breaking that apart is understanding that it's not about your partner or yourself. It's about how you, as a couple, or maybe in this case like a family, need to manage your situations. So the cost is quite high if you don't do anything. So why not try alternative ways to communicate and just see what happens? Your partner may respond in a way you hadn't expected, which actually supports this, and they understand, and things change. And isn't that what you're really after? Not about staying in your position, about trying to get change, about working together. So I really hope you get something from that, to understand how important communication is, particularly in difficult times, about how we need to express it and how to find different ways into our world, of our partner's world, so they understand it. It's not about one door and I don't get it and I don't walk through it and that's it and walk away. It's just saying, right, they didn't seem to get it, let me try a different approach, different language. Keep on trying different ways, because it's important to you to get this right, and it'll be important to them to be able to hear you and understand you, because this in the long term is what the kind of thing you want to be developing and kind of nurturing within your relationship. It does take practice, and it can take work, and sometimes it's going to take hard work, but that's the reason you're together, to make it work, and sometimes that's have to step up. So hope you get some benefit from that, and have a fantastic day wherever you are.